Hello, everybody. What a beautiful day. And yesterday was a funny day. Although this video is about psychic readings. But still, yesterday was a huge lightning. And you can just imagine how it is when half of the city is off power. And like everything, trams and trolleys and traffic lights are out. That was a really nice experience. I really loved it. So, about psychic reading. I want to share a couple of stories and a couple of things which maybe would most likely put out to you how to actually do psychic reading or what happens in a psychic reading. Now, if you are skeptical or a skeptist, then it's just because you didn't had any of those experiences, nor have you had even idea how it actually works. But the thing is, I have done it several times and I know how it works, and or how it works in my case, and it works really similar to many other people, which I know who also do psychic readings. But I have witnessed how some of my best friends how they do the psychic readings, and some of them are really, really shocking and amazement. And this points out to me, you know, you are a skeptic. I'm a skeptic myself. Wait. Какие люди?
Man tur jāuzliek 3 kartiņas vienai firmai.
Jā.
Tā info ir, viņi vienmēr uz ģimenēm kaut ko firmām dāvina.
Jā.
Kāds ir mājās?
Oskars ir mājās.
Oskars ir, jā? Cīkiem?
Nē, viens pats.
Agija atbrauc līdzi, kā domāju, moši kā tur uz suns vai kas.
Klau, man liekas, man tev bija jāiedod, vai ne?
Nu, it kā tur sēž, viņi sanāk šobrīd, jā. Tev ir jāvajag?
Es vēl nepārskaitīju, bet var paņemt.
Thank you.
Nu, dai.
Labi, davai tad jau vai laukos, vai ar elektroniski.
Nu, dai. Ciao. Sorry, I met one friend. So continuing. So, I'll drive there. So, continuing the psychic reading. So, basically, when you have seen somebody who does like to an unknown person or to an audience and just points out to a completely unknown person, and you know that they are unknown to each other, and it's a mind-blowing experience. It's not a mind-blowing experience that you see something like that come or see in your life, something like this, but it's mind-blowing in a way that every concept that you know about life or afterlife, or you are skeptic about something that we truly die or we still are here or whatever we are, just depletes. That's like a true evidence that you can learn and you can have and attain information and you can get information from nowhere. So that's mind-blowing to me. So how can you know something that you never have known? So something here is something built in that allows you to perceive information, to attain and to get information from the unknown or from the known, but like consciously or yet for us it seems the unknown until you experience it several times. But still sometimes I don't believe in this, because the mind doesn't understand how it's possible. It doesn't understand. He doesn't know it. It's like you have been so used to this physical whatever you see that you accept it to be true and there is nothing else. But then you have to accept that there is more. There is more. Although you don't see it, but there is more. So, how to do psychic readings? I think, and I see, and I have seen that people who do psychic readings online. Now, basically, what is a psychic reading? So, basically, a psychic reading is, and actually, online and publicly speaking, public speakers or public psychic readers, they're on online. There are really, really many, and some of them are so talented. I'm like amazed, but. A psychic reading basically is a person that could look at you, or maybe at your picture, or maybe at some details that you know or that you can share. For example, sometimes a person who reads astrology for you, or puts out your astrology map or astronomy map, call it as you wish, he will use this map only to get some kind of idea from you, and it will allow that person to get more and more information about you. So it's like a semi astrology and semi psychic reading, like a combination. So some things to him would be known, and some things will just give him a hint. Look into this field, and he will get this information and share it to you. So basically, a psychic reading is, whether you do it with some tools or without tools, a psychic reading is accessing information telepathically, or gathering this information from somewhere telepathically. So basically, it means picking up lightly sensible information from you, reading that information from you. I mean, like from you, not like from the informational fields or other dimensions, but from you. So the second thing is reading and sensing energy that is around you. For example, there may be that with that person there is a spirit next to him, and spirits that are next to him, I mean next to him, like next to him, not like next to him somewhere above, but like physically next to him. You don't see it, but you feel it. So what I mean is that communicating also with spirit, reading information from you, getting information that is next to him, like there may be a dead relative or something, or a ghost, or a poltergeist, whatever you call them, whatever they are, I don't know. But understanding and receiving information from him. It can also happen in haunted houses and etc. That you go there and you try to communicate with that, I don't know, ghost, whatever that lives there. So getting information what is next to you. So that's the two simplest ways to describe it. Now the next advanced things are getting information from informational fields. It's a lot to discuss. Am I a medium? I would never say I'm a medium, or I do psychic readings. But if people ask me to help out on questions, on things, that I surely would share the information which I receive to share to them. Now I cannot guarantee whether it's accurate or not, because I don't know if it's accurate or not, because I'm looking at somebody who I don't know, I have never seen. But sometimes, or most of the times, people are really happy with that information. So what I always tell to people is that if this doesn't help you, or this doesn't make any sense to you, that's okay, just accept it, and I accept it, because I don't understand this information. But if it truly helps and it's matching and you understand what I'm talking about, and it's in a way, oh yeah, that's true, oh yeah, that's true, so then that's okay, that's fine, that information was beneficial for you. So I don't tell whether I'm a channeler. Well, I like to channel, but I don't tell that I can do it. I prefer to, let's see if some information is available, and maybe I could be a help to you. So because there are times when no information is available, and I just tell it no information is available. But sometimes when a person is just writing to me on WhatsApp or whatever, just like information is coming. So, and sometimes also I don't understand some information, so I tell them I don't understand this information. So I don't know how to interpret this information. So I would slightly slip away from this description of being a medium, but I have experienced that things many times, so that's why I decided to talk about this and share this information. So I think many people who do read information, and many people who have the ability to read psychic readings, do psychic readings, or read energy, they would share similar or yet the same information in their own words, how it happens, for example. So we talked about, I shared about the two, reading information from you, like your energy field. It would be reading your aura, reading your character, reading your personality, seeing your maybe energy field. Maybe you have some blockages and does give you some recommendations. I see that your stomach is working bad, but I know, but I sense why is it working bad? It's because of this. You can change your attitude to this, or change your energy like this, and there is also like reading if there's somebody next to you, like like a ghost, like a spirit walking around, or entity, or something like which is not visible but is there somewhere in the room. Like go to a haunted house and you can read something there, sense something there. And then there is this out of this dimension energy readings, which basically means reading the energy fields. In my interpretation, it means in my interpretation, I say like this, but maybe there are other keywords or interpretations out there that would maybe describe these things in a more understandable way for each other. So for different persons, I don't know, but because English is not my native language, so it's a little bit difficult for me to find the correct words, although I still have difficulties of finding the correct words in my own language. But anyway, so the reading information from the informational fields, let's say it like this. So reading information from the energy from above, that it means like more understanding your soul's purpose, more understanding reading your soul's purpose. It also involves communicating with people who have died and passed over, right? It also involves reading information from your spirit guides. And it not only means reading that or hearing them or sensing them or picking up what they would want to share to you, or see those images that they want to share to you, like communicating something from a completely different dimension. And that's why it's called, I think that's why the name channeling is called, because you create a channel with a different dimension. Now to do this also, it's not about only that you see, feel, and have like this ability, or you have learned this ability, but it's also a great understanding of how to interpret this information, because we have different spirit guides. They communicate with each and everybody in a different way. So like, for example, if you were to channel or communicate with somebody who has died and is a human, it would be really easy, because those questions, what you ask and what you receive, are really human-based. It's difficult to understand for somebody who hasn't done this before. But when you channel a spirit guide or his higher self or closer to that, there will be nearly understandable information, like for example, you start feeling the no time zone, like it's only now, or you don't see anybody other than just feel tremendous amounts of love or joy or other positive feelings. You could start feeling vibrations throughout your body, on top of your head, like this. You would start feeling, and when you start reading information for that person, there is no question and there is no answer other than just you are completely being loved with tremendous amounts of energy. Now, that's what normally people would accept. That's what normally people would see or experience, or maybe just start laughing because that energy is full of joy, for example, because we have different characters, we have different entities, we have different higher selves each other's. But still, to understand that information which is coming, or sense that information, it's a really difficult task. You need the psychic reading who starts reading like interdimensional like information. He needs to practice a lot. He needs to have this skill a lot, because, for example, imagine you are trying to read information from a being who is in a highest joy, a really amount of highest joy, and he doesn't care about what it means. I will read the questions in just a moment, but he doesn't care about what it means to be, let's say, in a difficult scenario, he doesn't understand what is suffering, and he doesn't understand the difficult thinkings that we have of complicated thinkings. How can we solve this? What should we do to solve this? And he's just there. What are you talking about? Like, what? And he just, man, you're funny. He's like, you're funny. There are no problems. It's only the attitude of you. And that person will be, yeah, but I have a problem. He said, but there are no problems. You just, it's imagined. You just, you know, and you as a channeler, or you as that starts receiving, you know, completely different beings, completely different understandings, completely different energies. You as a, let's say, a psychic reader or a channeler or whatever, it takes a lot of time to find the right words, how to explain or how to interpret that being's energy, to put it into some use for that person. You need to find the language. You need to also you need to understand a little bit more about different beings, etc. So yeah, I can share also how it happens for many people that do not know how it happens, or what does a psychic reader experiences. Now, first of all, I think normally a psychic reader, in most cases, he just starts receiving information without even knowing it. I mean, like without even asking for it. For example, if you are a psychic reader, and there is like a person who is starting to like he comes for example to a consultation or ask for help. At that moment, when that person calls him or starts talking with him, it's like the information will be already pouring down. It's like he's like, yeah, hello, and the lady or somebody who's at the other line is like, yeah, I have a problem. He's like, stop. He didn't ask for this information, the reader. He just starts receiving from it. And in my opinion, why is this? It's because that lady or a person who is asking for help has been asking so many times, she's depressed or she's sad so many times about it, that the beings already know that she needs help, and the beings are guiding him or she or her for her to get that help. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when she or he, let's say the person, accidentally or suddenly comes to a person who is a reader, the beings are already there just blasting information through that reader, like tell this. And just because the lady could not receive this information, or maybe that she doesn't know or is not aware or is doubting herself about that information, what she already knows, she needs like a clarification from somebody else. So a psychic reader sometimes, or maybe most of the times, is not there to just ask, okay, is there some information? The information is already coming by itself. I think it's in most of the times, like let's say 60% of the times. So the next thing is the person many times starts asking different questions, like, oh, what should I do with my dog, or what should I do with my cat? But the psychic reader is like, stop, don't even ask any more questions. Don't even ask me any more questions. Don't do it. I want to tell you this, and that, and that, and that, and that. And if you start asking me more and more questions about several other things that are actually no meaningful, then the channel will just go away. So here is the main information, and sometimes it can be completely different from what you thought you need help to, and sometimes that information is really, really heartful, and really, really loving, and really, really caring. So these people start to cry as well. So it's really an emotional experience as well. So, but it's different from person to person, and all experiences are different. So, but what happens in the head of the channeler? He's like, okay, I don't know you, I have never ever met you, but his head gets dizzy, or the third eye here and here gets a little bit blurred. But the main thing is that information is just throwing away his own thoughts. It becomes like a little bit dizzy, a little bit blurred. And there's like this information, this image. And these images don't come into words. These images come most of the time like a blurred out picture. That it's difficult to point out exact details, but a blurred out picture. But the most common thing is you understand and you sense something, that you feel something from this image. It's like you see an image of a person, let's say a lady, for example, but you feel the energy much more, like whether it's a sad, or whether it's a happy person, or whether it's a joyful person, and it can get so intense that you also point out and you see images like that person is writing and reading books, for example, or that person is really creative, or that person is really sad about something. He's really sad about something that he has lost. So you don't see like images like I'm lost in woods, for example, or lost something like a close relative who has died. But you feel that sadness within. Maybe you have felt that sadness yourself and you know how this energy feels, and that's when you see this image. No, that's when somebody has lost something. That's the sadness of somebody who has lost something. And then you are like, okay, I sense that person is something like a reader or a book writer, but I don't feel the energy of wishing to live that much. Well, yeah, she's of course old, maybe 80 or 70 years, but she has lost this will to live like years ago, because she has lost something really dearly, and I don't understand what she has lost. And of course, the person who is in the room, he will say, "Oh yeah, I know. She lost her close relative, really close relative. Maybe he died in a car crash or whatever." And then at some point, there is even more additional information. That's like a confirming point to the reader. The reader looks for confirmations, like if it's something related to you, if this information is true. Some readers don't do it because they're convinced and they know that this is exactly for you. But I think normal readers would try to find confirmations, because that's what I also do. I don't know this information. I have no clue about this information. If it's correct, you will say, yeah, that's true, and okay, then there is more information to come. That information, you know that that's something related to him, and then there is more information and more information. You already know that's related to that person, and you share more and more detailed now. You can talk more and more detailed. And sometimes, of course, the person asks a question and there is absolutely no information about it. So I think normal people would say, yeah, I don't know, or I have no information about it. So what happens in the head? It gets blurry. Sometimes you see images. Sometimes you don't see images. Sometimes you see a blurred out, like a written word, or half of the word. I think it's something. If we were to put it into a different perspective, I think it's something different to imagine you came to a telepathical contact with somebody with whom you can only communicate with imagining. Like, okay, for example, I came in contact with you, for example, right now, and we cannot see each other, we cannot touch each other, but our thinking is locked. I understand what you think and you understand what I think, but we don't hear the words what we think. We try to create images and memories of some things, and you start receiving those images and memories of those things which I try to rememberize. So imagine you trying to rememberize what you did like last week or 3 weeks ago. You have these images, but they are blurred out and they are foggy a little bit like this. So I would say it's really similar to that, but the feeling is overwhelming. The feeling is like blurred out. The feeling is like you yourself are blurred out. Most of the times, like the energy here is like really intense. You couldn't mix it because you feel this energy right here or somewhere here. You cannot mix it with any other feeling. It's so intense that you cannot make out this yourself. I call it the chi starts really to expanding because from the above, the beings are starting to communicate with you, your chi, and they give you more and more energy. Your chi expands, chi energy expands, energetical field highly expands, and then through this chi energy, these memories or these images or these sensations or these understandings start downloading, and they can come in a fraction of seconds, but you need like 10 to 20 minutes to describe this. And another interesting thing is the more you actually start thinking yourself, like you see this image and you're like, okay, you tell that lady or person this information, but then you start thinking, oh, yeah, okay, but what will I do tomorrow? You know, I don't know what to do tomorrow. Maybe I should go out or drive to countryside or whatever. As soon as you start doing this, you get farther and farther away from that information. So you lose connection yourself if you start thinking too much. So you need to pay attention, you need to be focused throughout all that process. Otherwise it will blur out. As soon as you start thinking yourself, it's going away, that information is going away, and you can then continue on your own if you like. So another thing about information that comes from above is that most of the times that information doesn't give you like, yeah, go tomorrow to work and tell to that person this and that, like, you know, like an exact detailed information. But they can give you like deep answers to a deep questions, like why do I feel like this, or why do I, and they will explain it through you. Like most of the times when I have been giving some readings for other people, when there's come this spiritual information, they give explanation about you. Like, yes, it's because you're more of a heart person, not like a joy person. You see things in your life like through loving and caring, not from career or not from architectures or not from creative works or not from sports. You proceed your life with like a loving and caring sensations. Thus then emotions like this and that can stuck and strike you more deeper. So to avoid this or to come more in a deeper balance with the personality you are, you need to pay attention more to those things, and I recommend a couple of things. So it's not like what should you do tomorrow or what should you eat, but how can you manage your things in your life that you start enjoying yourself, or it's not so disharmonious as it is for you. So yeah, so being and I think another thing about being another thing about if you also wish to do psychic readings is you have to let go of your personality. You cannot judge. For example, it also bothers when a person comes in a room and you want to do a psychic reading for him, and you just by any means don't like that person. Like, you know, maybe she's angry, or maybe she's too pushy with her own statements, or maybe opinions. I mean, maybe she's too greedy, or he is only thinking about money. From some point of view, you may be don't like that person and you don't want to talk with that person and you want to say your own opinions to him, right? You need to let go of this opinion type of human judgments, your own. You need to let go of them. You need to forget them at that point. Otherwise, you'll be bothering this information and that person will not be satisfied afterwards, or it will bother the quality of that channeling. Like a couple of years ago, there was a businessman who came, and I actually don't like anything about business. I don't like that those type of thinkings, you know, getting more money and etc. But about his personality, I told him, yes, but you know, you get angry, and when you get angry, you get deeply disappointed in things. You start to destroying yourself from the inside. You start, you know. And he said, yeah, that's true. And I said, oh, the information is that you don't need to do those things yourself, uh, because you will find failure. As soon as you fail one time, you will start destroying yourself from the inside. You just need to allow other people to do those things for you, especially in one of these environments where he was working. And I just, like a year or 2 years later, I found out that he became one of the successful, strong, growing online advertising to some project, because he hired somebody else to do these campaigns for him. So at first he was asking how to earn more money, right? What should I do? Should I do this or should I do that, right? But the answer was, it's none of them. It's to have more success, you need to stop doing it yourself, because you yourself lose a lot of energy when you start eating yourself from the inside as soon as a disappointment happens. So so it wasn't like do this or pick up a phone, call that number and asking for that. It was like, how can you balance yourself? How can you live with yourself in a better way? So accept that when doing psychic readings, or when you are in this path, accept that there can be any type of information, and let go of the idea that you expect a certain information. It can be completely unexpected and uncertain information. And sometimes that information stays there and you want to speak out, but you don't speak out because you doubt, you're not sure about this information. And you need to talk, you need to talk, you need to talk, you need to tell, you need to tell, you need to talk to that person. Because as soon as that person confirms you, yeah, okay, that's true, at that moment there will be more and more information coming through. And then you stop that information came out of the channeling state, and you're like, what the hell, what just happened? And that person may be happy, that person may be crying, that person may be, I don't understand anything, or that person may be thinking, yeah, that's a lot of information. Or sometimes that person will not tell you anything. Maybe he will just not tell you anything. He will say, okay, thank you. And then you're there and thinking, what the hell just happened? And like, was this information beneficial? Was it useful for you? Did it mean anything to you? You need to ask that as well, because sometimes you will feel sad and you will be, what did I just do? Was it in any way necessary? Was it in any way useful? You know, maybe that's just my opinion, or maybe just my experience. And I like to ask that to just confirm and not think about that. And the next thing is also, you need to keep in mind that sometimes the information that is being proceed forward will only unveil itself maybe later, after a year or two. Because sometimes also the Enrico through channeling shares information that neither do I accept or understand, but I was like, interesting, but I don't get it. And maybe after a year you understand this, you understand this, you understand this, and it all makes sense, and you understand finally what Enrico was willing to tell you, or what Enrico wanted to tell you. Okay, so I think I shared pretty much information, and if you want to learn this, I think I have channeling videos online at my website, which is artlineofflinepeace.info. And I just decided that, like today, that I will create some more videos so that you can learn. But the learning process itself basically comes from meditation. So if you meditate, if you calm down your mind, the idea is that you meditate. There are two ideas that how you can learn to become or to have such ability, or in a way enhance such ability, make it better that you already have. There basically are two things. Basically, first thing is meditation, and basically meditation. But three things. So basically, it's meditation. The first thing is meditation. Now, those next two things come out from meditation. The first thing is gathering more chi energy. So it means that through meditation, you attain and you receive more and more energy. And you will feel that when you start receiving more and more energy. I'm not talking about more energy that you're happier and joyful and running around the streets, but I mean like energy that you feel that you are expanding, like your head is expanding, etc. You feel like you're expanding, expanding, expanding. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is not thinking. Learn not to think. Learn to be calm. Learn to be in a no-thought state. So these two things will help you in your way. So the next things will happen afterwards is a little bit science and a little bit of experiencing all of that. But basically the next thing, let's say the first thing, fourth, or how you call it, the fourth thing, is experiencing small steps, experiencing new experiences that unfold and will give you higher and higher understanding about how this happens. So that's why you will hear many times in movies or spiritual quotes that somebody who is teaching you this can only give you the instruments or show you the door, but you have to walk through that door yourself, or you have to use those instruments yourself, because that happens within you. That happens within you. So analogy would be like, somebody who is a sportsman and running. A trainer can look at him. Yeah, you're moving your feet incorrectly. You should move your hands like this, or maybe lean down a little bit. He sees what are you doing wrong or right. But within such a field or in such a psychic reading, let's say, nobody actually sees what are you doing inside. Well, somebody can feel and see your energy and give you recommendations, but how you use and how you interpret your information, nobody sees that. And so you have to study it yourself. You have to practice yourself. And of course there are these practices, and of course are these methods, and of course are these trainings that you can do to enhance and to train this ability even more. Some say it comes from the birth. I would say that's true. Some say you develop this skill from your life, while you grow up, while you meditate, and etc. I would say that's true. And some say a spiritual teacher can give you this energy and all of a sudden open your channel. I would say that's also true. But I would say the most important thing is you try to understand whether you really want it to be, if you really want it. If you really want it, the way will unfold, and you will find ways how to learn this ability. The most shortest and simplest way to that ability. So, what else? Yeah, all right. I will jump into the questions just in a moment. What else? Alright, so I think that's enough of the information, or I think I shared what I wanted to share. Let's go through the comments. And by the way, these comments are only available at live stream, so you will not see them anymore on the YouTube. But if you have any questions, you can go to the website artlineofflinepeace.info and just choose a different language there, and there are the section of questions. You can write any question there. Okay, so the first. Okay, so somebody asked whether I'm medium, and then Danica, hi, nice talking to you, says yes, he is for sure. All right, so she can confirm that. Okay, so do you think if soulmates were happy on their past life, they will mess up in this lifetime? Okay, so do I think if soulmates were happy on their past life? Okay, so soulmates. Okay, so the idea of soulmate, or the concept of the soulmate, I don't know, but I think there is police behind me, so I will drive safely right now. Well, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like police. But anyway, the concept of soulmates, first of all, I don't know the concept because it sounds like it has a meaning or a concept that's maybe created, and I have to say honestly, I don't know. I do not watch other channelers nor study online any other information that's out there. I don't know anything about what's going on there, so and what this concept represents. But a soulmate to me means somebody that you have been together or been friends in your let's say spirit life prior to this incarnation, or that you have experiences other in your other lifetimes with that soul or person. And I think definitely yes, they I think definitely yes, that they will have and continue to have good relationships. Because if you are a soulmate, that means that your energy is alike, that your energy is really close to each other. Therefore, once you meet, you feel that energy will resonate to you and to that person as well, and you start doing many crazy things like running around, jumping around, talking about, and you will feel that your way, your thinking is really similar, and thus also you have the same opinions, and you become really good friends. So I think yes. But there is one thing that in this life we have is that well, body and emotions dictates really a lot us. So it also depends on the life or on the situations. Maybe you will be friends for a while, and then you will not be friends for a while. Maybe you need to change places where you live, etc. and etc. and etc. So basically the answer is yes. When you grow up, you have different relationships, and you have different addictions maybe as well, and then like this. But I think they will still have good relationship. But that's like a conceptual question. I think it's no big deal. It's like no deep meaning to this soulmates idea, because yeah, you have good relationship in this life. That's good. You have bad information relationship in this life. That's bad. So what? So I definitely know that there are karmic relationships that basically that person is constantly mirroring you back a certain energy that you need to work through. So that was definitely the opposite in other lifetimes. But anyway. Okay, all the masters never admit to enlightenment either. Okay, so I don't quite understand all the masters never admit to enlightenment either. I don't actually understand the idea, but what I think I understand is that the masters would not tell anybody that I have received the enlightenment. I think that's what I understand, and so what can I think about this is. What can I say about this is, well, I have seen and experienced a lot of things, right? And I never think that somebody else is special, like you being special to others, and you have some kind of ability more to others, or you, I don't know how, have like a talent greater than others. I think that's a very limiting idea. What I think is, the more you become yourself, the more you realize that there is no big deal and there is no difference between each and every one of us. We all are the same. And so this is like a calmful and peaceful way of understanding that you are not separated and you're not special from any other. Because all those experiences between you, me, and that person walking there is perfect. We one time we channeled we asked like, can you come to the person in channeling? And he was like, I? And a really high consciousness came, like the self or the higher self. That was an amazing experience. And there were a couple of quotes that I remember from that amazing experience. First of all, I came back and I was like crying. I was like, man, that was so blissful in a way. And I was like completely thoughtless for a week. And I could just stand there, just watching and sitting without any thoughts. But what he was telling, that there is no difference between any of these experiences from the point of view of consciousness. There's no difference between whether you are suffering and whether you are enjoying, because the consciousness sees it only, an experience is only as an experience. It's only a choice whether you wish to be that or this. So it's neither good or neither bad. So, and the quote was, there is no difference between seeking, like looking for something, and that you have found it. There's no difference between lacking something and having that something. It's just an experience, a clean, pure, unattached experience. Like the consciousness has a desire, a clean, joyful, unjudging desire that I want to be searching. I want to experience the process of search. And yet I experience the process of I have found that what I'm searching. It's just like a playful, unconditional choice. There's no difference between it. So whether you have that kind of experience or that kind of experience, consciousness or the awareness or the cosmic consciousness, it's nothing to him. It's like, it's no difference to him. It's just a different set. It's just a different situation. It's no difference. So what else is there? I love you, Matt and Rico. Thank you. I just signed up to Art of Peace course. Okay. I actually saw you on the website, and I thought maybe I should write to you. Will I do in-person retreats? Yeah, this summer we are having in-person, like on-place retreats with meditation and these lessons, channeling and etc. But it's after. Okay, I will tell the date, so I don't know when you will be watching this video. It's in the 17th of July to 23rd of July. So from this date, it's like 36 days. So it'll be in Dome House in Countryside. So many happy and positive people there. So everybody is welcome there. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can write them. I'm open. La 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 la. So yeah, I was like, what could be the thing that I would truly want to do, or what would be the thing which I like the most? I thought, well, I don't want to go to work. I would like to go to work for a period of time, or when I wish to go there, but I don't want to work. I'm not like also eager to achieve something big in my life, like, a career. But you start pointing out what you want and what you don't want. And then I turn out to, I just want to live this life as it is. And what I would want to do, and I feel the will to do, is I want to have and share meditations with other people. And after the live channeling, which we were doing maybe a week ago through this YouTube, and I think I need to do this more to just practice, I had a dream I will read your question just shortly, but you can write more questions if you wish. I had a dream that I was in the audience somewhere abroad in a different country, and 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 there were many people which I didn't knew completely. But I came there and popped the channel up, and then information started to come through. And I was like, I don't know this information. I was like, yeah, I completely don't know you, and I completely don't understand you. And no, I completely don't understand this information. But I just started like, yeah, okay, I see a dog, and I see he's running around the street, and you miss him, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and going around. And people really loved that. People really liked that information. They were happy with it. And they were giving applause, and I was like, okay, do you ask me what that information was? I have no clue, no idea, no nothing. If it was necessary, if you like this information, that's fine. No, I don't understand you. No, I don't even know you. And that dream gave me this feeling that, hey, maybe I want to try this. Maybe maybe, maybe I should learn this a little bit more. All right, so there's a couple more questions. Okay, about the retreats, do you have a strong sense of purpose and proudness in your life, or is it more of fun, joyful adventure, or are they the same ultimately? When I was doing lots of meditation, people ask me, do you have a car? I was like, and I just, no, actually I don't have anything. Yeah, but you drive in that car. Oh yeah, I bought that car. So you have a car? I was like, no, I don't have it. And this glitch in the mind. No, it's I know I don't have it. And who is I? I don't understand what you're talking about. And I was like, it's difficult for me to speak with that person because I don't know, through many meditations, that came to be like what are you talking about? So many people have, but it's not like I'm crazy or something. I mean, like, so many people have like this. This is my house. This is my chair. I chose this chair. This is my red, like a sofa or whatever. And you don't have it. You don't have any of this. And it's really complicated to say whether I'm proud or whether I'm joyful. I would say no proudness, no. Joyful, I would say more, yes. And joyful about these things. I'm really joyful for one thing while doing all of these, sharing these videos and accidental channeling and etc. That I have met so many nice people, and they gave me so blissful and positive energy that normally you would not meet so many nice people, and just a couple of weeks ago, we don't do these retreats, we don't do these meditations in groups or channelings in groups. If you don't do it for a while, you miss them. You come back into your life and you see those people in shops, in stores, or angry, disappointed people driving, and then you meet back with these good friends, and you like amplify with that energy, the positive energy from them around. So I would say I'm really happy for that experience, and that is the thing that I would love to and like experience, and sharing this experience with and meeting even more and more of these people, and so that these people, these type of let's say new society people, meet up and find them their friends, their same thinking people, and that, I think that is one of the things I have really enjoyed out of most of the other things. I think channeling is crazy because sometimes I don't believe channeling because it's hard to believe, and yet you think, oh, okay, I'm doing it, and it's hard to believe in this. So I think most beneficial of all of those experiences is definitely meditation and this positive energy from people. That's like mwah. So I'm really happy about every one of you. I'm really happy. So it's something more. A purpose? Do I have a purpose in my life? Well, when I was young, I always felt here that I don't know. You don't understand when you're young and you're like a kid and you don't understand anything. But I was like, you're here to change something. You're here to change the world or change something. I don't know what. And you had this in your mind. And I knew I will never go to work. I will never work. That's what I knew as well. So both of these truths, I would say, will definitely never go to work. It's true by now. But I would say, yeah, like because changing something definitely, because many people like these. Yeah, but I don't think about that. No, I spent too much time of even asking what is my purpose or somebody else's purpose, right? Just live out your life. Just be your life. Okay, I feel like I'm at a point where I no longer experience negativity, but I want more adventure and excitement. That's why I ask. All right. And so you have receiving this glimpses of positive excitement, energy, and you just start. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to go. I want to have more of the experiences. I want to have more of the joy. So that's the golden yellow like energy that's smiling, happy, and wanting to do something. So yeah, definitely when we hey, this is cool, great. So yeah, definitely when you start doing meditations and start skipping or start actually avoiding naturally those negative energies, you allow more yourself to find your inspiration, your also intuition. But the Enrico in channeling is saying the life force energy, like it's something like the joyful inspiration of positive energy, like the joyful, like uplifting energy that you want to be, you want to do, you want to have, you want to attain, you want to work, you want to smile, you want to play, he many times only talks about this energy. How can we be and how can we have it, this energy? So so the life force energy unveils or starts awakening when you become more freer from the negativity, more meditative. So yeah, so that's what will, I think, happen to most of us. The true self will start to awaken when we start letting go of those negative thoughts, negative energy, and especially doing some meditation. That will balance out everything. So, okay. I want to create another video, a little bit shorter video with another experience that I had lately. So it's a different topic, but I don't know if I don't know even if I want to share this information. It's about negative information. Maybe not. Anyway, if you have any more questions, you can just write it down. And yesterday I was again in the chiropractic, and he asked whether we can do an interview, and he speaks English, so we will have English content shortly. And just now I uploaded another video, but you'll see that was an English channeling. I think it was a nice information there. But what is a chiropractic? It's somebody who breaks your bones, cracks them, bends them, and puts them into a position. And I recommend that everybody should find a chiropractic themselves at least a couple of times in his lifetime, and make you feel better make your body feel better. So yeah, so that's a big science. And I think also difficult science. So I'm really happy that there are such persons. What else? Okay, so an hour has passed. I think that's it for today. I'll wait a couple of minutes until maybe somebody has writing some questions and didn't finish yet. But I think I shared the information. Yeah, so if you wish, I can create a couple of psychic learning lessons online, if you wish, like a methods how you can train your psychic abilities or enhance them if you need them, or just have an approach to understand how it works. So maybe I will put them on the website for you to watch. Okay, somebody wrote. On your channeling lessons, you talked about low blood circulation in feet. All right, yeah, like a weak blood circulation in feet and headaches because nerve system. I have this, and I wonder what the root cause. Okay. Yes, a course would be great. So, the low energy cycle circulation, blood circulation is actually linked. If we have weak blood circulation, we have weak energy circulation, and the opposite. So, cause of weak blood circulation is mainly sugar, sweet, and fat foods. So what can you do is, if it's really difficult for you, what can you do is throw out sugar from your diet, or try to avoid it, and you will see that actually most of us are sugar addicted. So that's the first thing that doesn't require any meditative knowledge or experience. The second thing is do more exercise, movements, and stretching, because sometimes when we sit a lot, or we don't move a lot, or we don't exercise a lot, we're like a passive movers, or our body movements is really passive. The body, the muscles get stiff, and they don't circulate that blood through anymore. So we need to massage our muscles. We need to run, move, to put out circulation in our blood vessels, in our muscles as well. The third thing, especially that comes, and the third thing when it comes to energy meditation, sometimes we do a lot of meditation only on top of the head, in lotus positions, and etc., and we do not actually move the energy in our legs and in our feet and in our root, like the hip region. So you need to also not only have a tremendous amount of energy here, but you need to lower it down. So when the energy goes there, it will make your blood circulation faster. And also another thing which you can easily do is drink more water. So that also will help your blood to become more liquid, and therefore circulate even better. So these are the four really simple tips that you can do easily. And also, if you are entering deeper and deeper into channeling, then the nerve system can become really active and tensed, just because we start receiving more and more energy from the above, and it creates us to be nervous. It creates really much nervousness. So you need to also be in nature and get the energy from the nature, like the fog, the chi, how I say, the energy from the earth, how I say it, energy from below. and it gives us peace and calmful feeling, and also helps our nerve systems. So that's a really important thing as well. Do the sea land. Okay, I think that's it for today, because somebody called me and I think he needs me. So see you guys on the video, and be sure to check out the website artlineofflinepeace.info, and see you guys on another video. Bye bye. And if you didn't finish to write a question right now, just go to the website. There is section questions. You can write it full with questions. Yeah, thank you too. Bye.